Sziasztok! Itt vagyunk a Fogoflash standjánál, meghoztuk nektek az első újdonságunkat Eszenből. Ez egy 2016-ban induló Kickstarter kampány, úgyhogy lehet, hogy tőlünk fogjátok elsőként hallani a részleteket. A játék készítőjével vagyunk itt, illetve Oliverrel és Annával, akik be is fogják nekünk röviden mutatni a játékot. Úgyhogy Oliver, beszélsz egy pár szót, te már játszottál ezzel a játékkal.
Ha kategorizálni akarnánk, bár nagyon egyedi egyébként a játékötlet, és nagyon jól megvalósítás, de ha kategorizálni akarjuk, akkor ez egy stratégiai szerepjáték, ahol két fő van. Ugye a Fogoflash ugye egy szerelmes játék, tehát romantikus végjátékot kell gyakorlatilag eljátszani, ahol a pár találkozik, megismeri egymást, eltöltenek egy bizonyos időt, közben mindenféle esemény történik, dráma, vannak problémák, stb., amiket meg kell oldaniuk. Aztán valahogy a végén kialakul valami, vagy együtt maradnak, vagy nem, és a játékot meg is lehet nyerni, akár mind a két játékos megnyerheti, vagy csak az egyik, vagy mind a ketten elveszíthetik. Ez különböző kimenetelei vannak.
Anna, neked mi volt a véleményed a játékról, amikor először játszottál vele?
Nekem nagyon tetszett, egész végig nevetgéltem, és így azon nem tudtam mit reagálni rá, mert annyira egyedi és váratlan ez az egész játék maga, hogy ez a bármi előfordulhat benne, de komolyan, és így...
Jó, Oliver, vélemény, neked szubjektív vélemény személy szerint?
Nekem nagyon tetszett, tehát nem láttam még ilyen jó ötletes játékot, és a megvalósítás is jó. Tehát nem csak jó az ötlet, hanem nagyon jól megcsinálták, és egyébként tényleg utána néztek a dolgoknak, és pszichológiai, tudományos alapokra épül az egész. Tehát
Okay.
nagyon jó.
Köszönjük, akkor már is jövünk a játék fejlesztőjével, és akkor neki is foghatunk a konkrét bemutatónak. Ezt már angolul fogjátok hallani, ugyanis egy Dán, jól tudom?
Igen.
Egy Dán kolléga készíti a játékot, úgyhogy akkor már is érkezünk velük. Jacob, the creator and the mind behind this beautiful game, and I'd like you to ask you about this game. Tell me about a little, please.
Yes. Okay, so I make an introduction like I did it to many people today here. But this game is a game for two people. It's a twisted romantic comedy. So meaning that it has romantic comedy, but it does not always end with a happy ending like all romantic comedies usually do. It depends on how you play, of course. You play two people, and in this basic setup, what you do is you start with some initial falling in love and flirting in chapter 1. So this is built up in several chapters. In chapter 2, you decide that you will give this relationship a year. Now it's dark. So you give this relationship a year.
It's very romantic.
And after a year, you will then decide if you stay or if you break up. So this is like the basic overall story in this setup. And you play two characters. And what you do is first you build up the characters. That's part of the game. What you do is you take the traits, and each player will get some random traits. I don't know if they're shown well enough, so I just grab them in the middle here. 5 traits to each player. And these personality traits define what the player likes and wants to get, or what the player wants to avoid in his life, in his actions. So each player chooses 3 personality traits out of these 5, and these define the goals of the character, but also the personality and the fun you can then play, because there's also room for role playing.
Yes, it's just motivation for the character, so you can more easily connect with your character.
Yeah, but also it's both motivation from a more storytelling perspective, but it's also something that has game influence in how you get points and how you can win the game, of course. So it's both storytelling and mechanisms that somehow fit together. So you choose, and you can do it strategically, or just something that is very fun and strange. It's really fun. It is very fun, actually. Okay, this you should do. Okay, this is a fun character. Okay. Okay. I know exactly who this might be. Okay. Okay, this is, as you see, part of the fun is creating strange characters. And you, by combining these traits, you will always end up with people who are, okay, this guy or this girl.
Any similarities to real persons or just random?
So that we have done now with the traits. The next thing to do is to find your occupation. Again, this is part of the character build-up phase. Each gets 3 cards, and you choose one. There's a small mechanical impact I will show you later, but right now you just go for what's fun and interesting.
For this setup, I would recommend this one.
Whoa, okay, that's good. So now you have the occupation, the firefighter, and the TV celebrity. The next thing is you need to have some external traits or features. Again, you get some cards, 5 cards this time, and you choose 3, but not for yourself, but to your partner. So it's about what you fell for, what you noticed, what you liked or disliked about your partner. And this is one at a time you do that. So we can start with Anna here. The TV celebrity, what did you notice about your partner? Or fell for, or found interesting, lovable?
Nice. Wow.
So this is the features, and then you get some points for these. These are these icons down here. You can put your choice points on the shared personality track here, and this is the main track in the game that tracks all the decisions you make and shows how the relationship is going, how much you are in balance, how much you're fulfilling your own goals. So each of the traits has some goals, and by making choices and getting points on this one, you can fulfill or unfulfill your goals. So this is like the main mechanism behind the game.
As you can see on the traits, there are goals. It can be individual goal or shared goals.
Yes. So if you have individual goals, meaning you have an individual goal of discipline, positive discipline, meaning that you need to have 3 or more here. So that's like this. If you have something here that counterbalances, so you need to have more here. So that's the simple mechanism. And if you have shared goals, you count both your and your partner's points together, both on both sides. Mm-hmm. So here you need to collaborate much more.
Okay. And we add up both sides, both colors.
So this is
Sie sind Aussteller, ne?
ja.
Ja gut,
Ja.
wenn Sie Aussteller sind, dann noch bis 8 Uhr, aber bis 8 Uhr...
Ich bin Aussteller hier.
Ja?
Ja.
Der Namensschild?
Exhibitors.
The Fog of Love.
And we're from there.
Ja, okay. Ja. Bis 8 Uhr.
Ja.
Okay. Medikkel menjünk. Jó.
So these are, now you have built your characters, and actually now you are ready to play. There was one thing actually that is very important, that is the name, because you're playing a person and the person has a name. So, and you don't choose your own name, but the character's name, because it's not yourself you're playing.
Okay.
So what are your names?
It will be David.
And I will be Mary.
David and Mary. So David the firefighter that is tattooed, old-fashioned and has a sensuous voice. And Mary the TV celebrity with the crooked teeth, strange makeup and long blonde hair. That's a probable TV celebrity, yes. You meet, and now we go to chapter 1. And this, we read from this one. This is the prologue card. I can read it aloud. Yeah. Disco star under a full moon. That's the prologue. Children, marriage, shared dreams, travels, romantic dinners, spooning in bed, the first kiss, the first date. It all began with the first special moment. How was yours? And now you make a choice, and you have 3 choices, A, B, and C. And this is about how you went to the disco, and one of you was dancing, and the other one was looking at the one who was dancing. So you need to decide if who was dancing, who was looking, or was you just too drunk to remember. That's also an option. And if you choose, one chooses A and one chooses B, then you get extra points. There's some incentive to collaborate, but you don't need to. There's plenty of points in the game, so you can also just do something for fun. Okay? And you choose.
Simultaneous. And now we can show.
Reveal. Okay.
Hey.
Both of you were dancing all night. Okay, so this was the romantic moment. Each of you were not probably dancing together, but that's how you think. Anyway, you get 6 hearts or satisfaction points for this choice. So that's the starting satisfaction. And this was a simultaneous choice card. This is like the basic type of card where you make choices simultaneously and where you need to take into account what the other one does, because it's like a small prisoner's dilemma game. So now we are ready to start with the play with the cards, story cards. Each starts with 5 cards, 3 from the Sweet deck. So there are 3 different types of decks. 1 from the Serious deck. Serious means that it's the serious stuff in life. Children, banking, job, house, etc. Moving together. And then 1 from the Drama deck, and that's the big dramatic stuff that happens in movies and also sometimes in reality. Okay, and the lady starts with the first card. So you choose what what you want to introduce. And in the first scenario, the first chapter, this is 8 cards. And when we have played 8 cards, we go to the next chapter. So 8 cards. And in this first chapter, you can only draw from the green deck. And then in the other chapters, you can draw from other decks as well. So this is how the story will evolve as well.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
I choose
Here's a small gift. You can
Read it aloud, please.
really. What gift will the player of the card give? What gift would we other prefer to get? A special watch with the giver's name engineered in. B. Donation to a charity in both of our names. C. A fancy and provocative sex toy.
Nice. So they basically now choose, and based on their choices, they can get points.
Yes, and then
Here are the outcomes.
yeah. So there are
Yes.
outcomes. If you have some match here, you get some more points. So there's an incentive to match, but there's also an incentive to do something that fits with your personality.
Okay.
So if your personalities don't match, then you need to find out, okay, do I match the other or do I do something for myself? And of course, initially you don't know so much about each other. So it's
Yeah.
more about doing something for yourself, and then you disclose information in the game, and this information can then be used to match. So as the game progresses, you get more and more information about your partner and get better at matching, but also
Yes.
perhaps get constrained. And sometimes, and this happens a lot in this game, you make some choices that are just random, but this random information gets somehow re-enhanced next time you make the choice, because the other one thinks that you are like this, and then suddenly you begin to have a relationship that goes in one direction, even just because it's a random fluctuation. So this is also what happens in reality sometimes, that you do some stuff that nobody really cares about, but that's how it started.
Interesting.
So this is an effect in this game that is really strong. And if you want to win in this game, you should be careful about not just doing what the information tells you, but also just sometimes break the stream of information.
Okay.
But you haven't mentioned how do we win in this game.
Yes, how do we win? So that's the next thing. So this is how the choices are made.
Yes.
The thing is, the overall game is a relationship game. And the relationships can end in many ways. And this is also a story, of course. So there are different story endings to this. And in each chapter, you actually begin to discard some of the story endings. Or initially you don't have any, but then in chapter 2, you choose 4 out of the 7. And there's fixed number 7, and it's the same cards you have. And these story endings, they actually tell you what kind of game you're playing and how you win the game. So some of the story endings, they are very cooperative. So if you have equal partners at the love team, there are two ways of being very cooperative. The love team having as much satisfaction as possible together, to their hearts, and the equal partners being equal as equal as possible. Not necessarily having a lot, but we need to be equal. It's very co-op oriented. But each player chooses his or her ending by himself or herself. So if I choose to be co-op and the other one doesn't choose to be co-op, then I'm playing a co-op game and the other one is not.
Really interesting mechanics.
So this is a mechanic here. You can also choose to be dominant, for example. That's not co-op. Or you can be the unconditional lover, meaning that I do everything for you. And the dominant and the unconditional love actually have a co-op game together because they are complementary.
Yeah, awesome.
Good match.
Yeah, they are a good match. And then you can be self-realizing, just focusing on yourself. You can also be the heartbreaker, break the relationship, and you can exit the relationship with an honorable exit. And each one of these, you have 7 initially, but then you discard 3, and these ones you cannot win anymore with. And then you discard 2 more, and in the end you have only 2 cards on hand. So you begin to constrain your relationship more and more, and focus your relationship and the story. And somehow, if you don't realize this that you have on hand, and then you need to choose between these 2, then you cannot win. So the winning is part of the story here and how you create the relationship. And you need, of course, to understand where the other one is going, because if you choose some cards that don't fit with the others' winning conditions, then perhaps you're not having a chance. And in this game, both players can win, both players can lose, or one can win and one can lose.
Really awesome. The mechanics really catch me. It's really unique. I've never seen anything like that. So I definitely want to try this out through this weekend. Okay, so let's start. Let's talk about the campaign a little bit.
So the campaign obviously needs to start on a romantic date, and the most romantic date, besides Christmas and things like that, is Valentine's Day. So I've decided it just default. It will be start on Valentine's Day next year, 2016.
Awesome.
I think I will have a little bit longer campaign than usual. I know that the advice today is to have a shorter campaign because then you have more attention. But I'm actually trying to go also mainstream with this because it's a mainstream theme that is completely different from everything else in gaming. So what I will do is, but it's not a completely different theme from everything else in mainstream. So I think I will be able to get some attention from mainstream writers, authors, maybe media stars, film stars, and I hope that is one of my goals. I don't know if I succeed with that. I'm just crossing my fingers. And if I succeed with that, I hope they will write some content, and I will introduce some of the content during the campaign, and in this way also get some media attention and things like that.
Yeah,
so that's my strategy for this, but I don't know if
I really think you will succeed because it's for a really wide range of people. Because we are board game enthusiasts and really play many board games and hardcore board games, like from 4 to 12 hours even. And Oliver said that the game is really good, and it really catched me as well. Yes. And also the thematics makes it good for a really wide range of people who even don't play board games, so it can be fun for anyone, I guess.
It's not just fun, but it can be educating for everyone, because for relationships it's a very hard thing to manage, and I think this game teaches a lot.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, what kind of pledges do you plan, or do you have any plans about that? Expansions, anything?
The first thing for me has been to develop the game and be sure that it works. Yeah. And I've spent a lot of time on that. So right now we have just managed to finalize things for Esseni. And I know we have now 4 months before the campaign starts, so now we are beginning to think about the nitty-gritty stuff about the campaign. So I don't actually know. I know one thing. We will have a pledge where you can give it as a gift, of course, because you need to be able to give it as a gift for Valentine's Day. Besides that, I don't know. Not yet.
Okay, thank you very much for this little introduction. We'll surely be back in the next days and play some more games, I guess, because it really catches my mind. I really want to try this out. So thank you, and see you around.
See you. Okay, thanks.